Shabbat Shalom. Our scripture reading for today is Revelation chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. The revelation of Yeshua the Mashiach, which Elohim gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant Johanan, who bear record of the word of Elohim, and of the testimony of Yeshua the Mashiach, and of all things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Our selection today, John the Revelator.
Tell me who is that riding?
John the Revelator.
Tell me who is that riding?
John the Revelator.
Tell me who is that riding?
John the Revelator of the book of the seven seals.
Tell me who is that riding?
John the Revelator.
Tell me who is that riding?
John the Revelator.
Tell me who is that riding?
John the Revelator of the book of the
writing? Tell me who is that writing? Wrote the book of the seven seals.
The oracles of the UCI. 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent love among yourselves. For love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby you're sealed until the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as their children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becomes saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather given of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you up on earth. Therefore, let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. Him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and am sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat Shalom.
which is peace on Yahweh's Sabbath day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. Now, if we were paying attention, all of a sudden, some of the richest countries in the world are claiming to be having finance problems. And we see that there is an adjustment of finance that seems to be happening right before us. There's an old saying, before you go to war, you make sure you have your money right. And if you pay attention, there's a lot of shifting and moving going on. But every organization has to at some point have to do some accounting of the finances and see if what is going out is more than what is coming in. And if that's so, then some adjustments have to be made. It's not any different when it comes down to this word. Yahshua says that if any branch brings forth fruit, he purges it that it may bring forth more fruit. Now that is a strange concept, because purging actually, it means taking away. So we would think that to get more output, then you need more input as far as individuals. That's not how Yahshua does that. He says he's going to get more output, by purging what's already there. And he's going to make it bring forth more. This is something interesting. Now, when we look at an object that we desire to obtain, we can easily determine how many hours of work are necessary for us to purchase that particular item. In this instance, there is a monetary value placed upon our time. Most of us are compensated by the hour, so we're able to comprehend that time has a monetary value. Jacob, who was later named Israel, did not possess the funds to pay the dowry needed to obtain the daughter of Laban. He then offered his time, and a value was set upon his time to suffice for the currency that he did not possess. Yeshua stated that the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant seeking goodly pearls, who when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. What? Know you not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit which is in you, which you have of Elohim, and you are not your own, for you are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify Elohim in your body and in your spirit, which are Elohim's. Let's begin today's sermon in Mark chapter 12. And today's sermon is entitled, The Price of Salvation. Mark chapter 12, and we're going to begin at verse 18.
Then come on to him the Sadducees, which say there is no resurrection, and they asked him, saying, Master, Moshe wrote unto us, if a man's brother die, and leave his wife behind him, and leave no children, that his brother should take his wife and raise up seed unto his brother. Now there were 7 brethren, and the first took a wife, and dying left no seed. And the second took her, and died, neither left he any seed. And the third likewise. And the 7 had her, and left no seed. Last of all, the woman died also. In the resurrection, therefore, when they shall rise, whose wife shall she be of them? For the 7 had her to wife. And Yahshua answering said unto them, Do you not therefore err, because you know not the scriptures, neither the power of Elohim? For when they shall rise from the dead, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels which are in heaven. And as touching the dead, that they rise, have you not read in the book of Moshe, how in the bush Elohim spake unto him, saying, I am the Elohim of Abraham, and the Elohim of Esaac, and the Elohim of Jacob? He's not the Elohim of the dead, but the Elohim of the living. You therefore do greatly err. And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all? And Yahshua answering him, the first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Adonai our Elohim is one Adonai.
Now, the first of all commandments is, Hear, O Israel. You find that is the plight of this entire book, trying to get Israel to hear. That's quite a job. It may be completed in speaking in one sentence, but it takes a whole lot to get Israel to hear, because we have a whole lot of other things that we give our ear to. Go ahead.
You shall love the Adonai your Elohim with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment.
Now, it's very interesting. It says the first of all commandments is, Hear, O Israel, Yahweh your Elohim is one Adonai. And you shall love Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart. It's interesting that it doesn't begin with love Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. The first part of it is hear. Then he goes into, because if you can't hear the rest of this that comes after, you're not going to deal with that in the correct manner. We can physically hear something, but to perceive it in our spirit the right way is something altogether different. Go ahead.
And the second is like, namely this, You shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is none other commandment greater than these. And the scribe said unto him, Well, master, you have said the truth. For there is one Elohim, and there is none other but he. And to love him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Wait a minute. It's better, is more than all whole burnt offerings and sacrifices. We have all kind of laws, statutes, and judgments that are set around these burnt offerings and sacrifices. But he says these things are more than all of them. So we have to figure out what that is in us. Go ahead.
And when Yahshua saw that he answered discreetly, he said unto him, You're not far from the kingdom of Elohim. And no man after that durst ask him any question.
All right, so then Yahshua was pleased in his answer. Verse 32, and the scribe said unto him, Well, master, you have said the truth, for there is one Elohim, and there is none other but he. And to love him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength. Wait a minute, what does that mean? What does that mean in you? Where is your heart? Where is your understanding level? What encompasses all your soul? And where does your strength lie, and who do you give it to? Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 24. There are certain things that we don't like to put a monetary value upon. We just don't like the way it sounds. So when we talk about something about love, people say, well, you know, love don't cost a thing. That's a lie. Love expensive. Whoever told you that done told you some lies. There's lies and propaganda. You're going to pay some time. You're gonna pay everything. You just have to understand that paying is not always with money. See, this currency that we use was not always the currency that was used to purchase something. And because we're stuck on that, whenever we hear price, we get stuck at the current monetary system. 2 Samuel chapter 24, and let's start that at verse 10.
David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. And David said unto Yahweh, I've sinned greatly in that I have done.
Right, but he was moved to do that. And when he was moved to do it, he couldn't stop doing it. But other people told him it wasn't right. Man, why are you doing this? Why do you even want to know this? Go ahead.
And now I beseech you, O Yahweh, take away the lawlessness of your servant, for I've done very foolishly.
Mm-hmm.
But when David was up in the morning, the word of Yahweh came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer,
now,
saying,
are you comfortable enough? Like we ask for positions of power. But what if Yahweh wants to do something with Israel and moves you to do something outside of his commandment? How you going to deal with it when all them people come to you and say, you know, all this problem is because of you? We swear we ready to sit in the big seat, but wait a minute now. Here's a man in the big seat. And because of something that Yahweh want to do, he going to lead him in a way that is not going to look good right away. See, this is the thing about dealing with Yahweh. It may not look good today. It may not look good tomorrow. But who is going to stand in all of that? And Yahshua didn't operate differently. He said, except you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you have no part in me. Oh, that doesn't sound right. And a whole lot of people didn't like that. And he knew they didn't like it, but he didn't fix it. By the time he fixed it, all the other people were gone who had a problem, and that's exactly what he wanted. Go ahead.
You know, Elder, it says we're to be a kingdom of priests. And sometimes as men, we don't understand the training ground that we're on currently. You know, you've got times where you might blurt something out in the household, and then the whole house come down, and you sitting there going, why did I just say that out loud?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same training of eventually you're going to have to say it to a nation.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole nation going to come against you. Oh, he's just giving you small practices.
Most definitely. Go ahead.
Go and say unto Dawid, thus says Yahweh, offer you 3 things. Choose you one of them, that I may do it unto you. So Gad came to Dawid and told him, and said unto him, shall 7 years of famine come on to you in your land? Or will you flee 3 months before your enemies, while they pursue you? Or that there be 3 days pestilence in your land? Now advise, and see what answer I shall return to him that sent me. And Dawid said unto Elohim, I'm in a strait. Let us fall now into the hand of Yahweh, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man. So Yahweh sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed.
Now, understand now, how does this look to the people after Dawid was the one that led them to number the people, and now here comes this pestilence, and all these people are dying. Now, wait a minute. What if somebody, because, I mean, these all one family. So you understand that people, somebody close to them is dying. Somebody has lost a relative by a move that he had to stand up and proclaim. And other people said, I don't think this is a good move. He could not stop it if he wanted to. See, sometimes Yahweh make a move and he don't explain the move. He don't even explain the move to the person who making the move. And a lot of times people will tell you, well, you know what? I want to know what's the purpose. When I find out, hell, I'll tell you. Go ahead.
And there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men.
Yeah. So they got some relatives up in there. So how happy you think they are with the king?
I heard that the general told him not to even do this thing.
Y'all know how we gossip. Woo!
Call himself the king. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe that woman was right, but he was dancing all in front of the damn altar.
Yeah, you know, because all your other stuff about to come up now. You understand? So, you know, other stuff about to come up.
Yeah, I know. When I saw them gold chains laying in that taco meat, I knew something wasn't right.
Now, everything about to come out now. All right, go ahead.
And when the angel stretched out his hand over Jerusalem to destroy it.
Wait a minute. We got some angelic happening right here. Now, Yahweh has moved this man, but an angel is within the process. You have to consider something. This man made a move, and now there's an angel in the presence. Go ahead.
When the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, Yahweh repented him of the evil and said to the angel that destroyed the people, it is enough, stay now your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And the angel of Yahweh was by the threshing place of Arnon the Jebusite.
So what Yahweh just did was set a place. I just showed you what place was special. Why? Because that's why I stopped the sacrifice. See, he was doing a slaughter, and the slaughter stopped there. So what we would be ready for is, you know, something is going to float down from the heavens and say, my son, 2418, covered in highway, this is the place. No. Whole bunch of people dying, and they stop dying right there. And then you got to figure out, oh, that's the place. That's the place where I saw the angel. Now, why the angel go right there? Why you do that? But then, when the Spirit moves, are we able to see the Spirit move? You have a whole lot of people stuck in a place where the Spirit used to be. Where you at, bro?
Verse 17.
Go ahead.
David spake unto Yahweh when he saw the angel that smote the people, and said, Lo, I have sinned, and I have done wickedly. But these sheep, what have they done?
Mm-hmm.
Let your hand, I pray you, be against me and against my father's house.
And he don't know what have these sheep done. It's because of these sheep that he has to do this. He's got to set up a place. You go in other places and read, it says because he was angry with the children of Israel that he moved David to number the people. But he's taking this to himself because just like my elder told me, who in charge? He says, your department, right? I say, yes, sir. He said, well, then it's your fault. I said, but not, see what happened? He said, yeah, see, it's your fault. But see, when James came in, he said, yeah, it was your fault. But I hadn't got here yet. Yeah, it was your fault. Okay, I got it. Whoever in charge, it's their fault. Ain't no he did it, she did it, they did it. Well, what had happened was, no, it's your fault. So, why don't we just skip to this, go ahead and number the people, and then I can go ahead and deal with what I need to deal with through the mistake that I'm going to make you make. Everybody claim they won't be in charge until Yahweh said, go make this mistake. Or until Yahweh said, you know what? Grab that book and some old biscuits and walk naked. You know what? You ain't got another job? Ain't other openings for cooks? Because I'm telling you, I've been watching all the cooking shows, Yahweh. I've been dying to try some things. Just let me in the kitchen. Okay, go ahead.
And Gad came that day to David and said unto him, Go up, rear an altar unto Yahweh in the threshing floor of Arnon the Jebusite. And David, according to the saying of Gad, went up as Yahweh commanded. And Arnon looked, and saw the king and his servants coming on toward him. And Arnon went out, and bowed himself before the king on his face upon the ground. And Arnon said, Wherefore is my master the king come to his servant? And David said, To buy the threshing floor of you, to build an altar unto Yahweh, that the plague may be stayed from the people. And Arnon said unto David, Let my master the king take and offer up what seems good unto him. Behold, here be oxen for burnt sacrifice, and threshing instruments, and other instruments of the oxen for wood. All these things did Arnon, as a king, give unto the king. And Arnon said unto the king, Yahweh your Elohim accept you. And the king said unto Arnon, No, but I'll surely buy it of you at a price. Neither will I offer burnt offerings unto Yahweh my Elohim of that which does cost me nothing. So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver.
He said, I must purchase this. I cannot offer that unto my Elohim that costs me nothing. Why? If it don't mean nothing to me, it don't mean nothing to him. So we like to give Yahweh our leftover time. Go ahead.
And David built there an altar unto Yahweh, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. So Yahweh was entreated for the land, and the plague was stayed from Israel.
So Yahweh showed him where I will accept you entreating for this situation. Right there. That's the only place that you're going to be able to go. You do it right there. And I'll stop this. So he has to figure out a way to get that. But it matters how he gets it. I want to read something right here in Malachi 1:14. It says, But cursed be the deceiver, which has in his flock a male, and vows and sacrifices unto the Adonai a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, says Yahweh of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. So cursed be the deceiver which has in his flock a male, but he sacrificed something else. He said, no. I have to pay you for this. I have to pay for this. Interesting. Let's go to Genesis chapter 23. See, there's a whole lot of things that we don't like to deal with because of what the prosperity doctrine has brought forth. It makes you just stay away from certain things. But in doing so, some of Israel's people are getting the wrong idea. See, we think freedom is free. It might sound like it's free because it's got free in it, but it ain't free. We say all the time, there ain't no such thing as a free lunch. Somebody paid for that lunch. Genesis chapter 23, and let's start at verse 10.
And Ephron dwelt among the children of Heth. And Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth, even all that went in at the gate of his city, saying, No, my master, hear me. The field give I you, and the cave that is therein. I give it you. In the presence of the sons of my people give I it you. Bury your dead.
So he's standing there needing a place for burial, and it is being offered unto him because he says, look, we good like that. I will give you this place. Go ahead.
And Abraham bowed down himself before the people of the land, and he spake unto Ephron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if you will give it, I pray you, hear me. I will give you money for the field. Take it of me, and I'll bury my dead there.
Now, why didn't he just go ahead and accept it? So this thing that Dawid did, no. We have something way deeper in the foundation. He says, no, I ain't letting you give me that. Now I'm going to buy that. See, after you've encountered some things over time, you know what this may turn into. Later on, a generation or two later, who gonna say, yeah, your folks took our land to bury? Hold on. Whoa. Now, you tricked our forefathers into giving you this land. Whoa. No. Let's go ahead and buy it in the presence of these people. Let them go ahead and see this transaction so that it'll be known for generations who purchased this land. Nobody gave me this. I bought this. See, this is what happened after dealing with people. You learn some things. And our forefathers, after going through, we are supposed to learn from those mistakes. Our problem is we want to make all of them ourselves. So every time somebody older tell us, hey, why you doing that? We all the time seeking a deal where ain't no deal needed. If you got the money, what you need a deal for? You find these youngins, they want to move out so quick, they go out and move and get a roommate. What the hell you do? Can you pay the rent? Well, what the hell you got a roommate for? What happened? Things go down. I had to watch one of them situations, and I said, what are you doing this for? Get a place you can afford. Go where you need to go. You don't need to have nobody else. What happened? Mess. Why? Why are you even dealing with the mess? Why are you seeking a deal when Yahweh already gave you enough money to pay for it? See, every time you try to get that that deal. You getting dealt with. Stop seeking a deal. He already gave you the money. No, I'm going to pay for it. Correct?
And Ephraim answered Abraham, saying unto him, My master, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver.
Uh-huh.
What is that between me and you?
What is that between me and you? Go ahead.
Bury therefore your dead. And Abraham hearkened unto Ephraim. And Abraham weighed to Ephraim the silver which he had named in the audience of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant. And the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field, and the cave which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders round about, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Heth before all that went in at the gate of his city.
Keep going.
And after this, Abraham buried Sarah, his wife, in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre. The same is Hebron in the land of Canaan.
Uh-huh.
And the field and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham for possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth.
Right. He needs to make sure that this goes on as it goes into the next generation, that this story doesn't get told differently. What happened with the sons of Laban? They said Jacob has stolen our stuff. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, brother. That ain't how that happened. Your daddy changed my wages 10 times. Yahweh saw what your daddy was doing to me, and every time he make a deal, Yahweh will make all the sheep and the cattle bring forth that way. But what happened to that younger generation? They decided they were going to look at that differently. Because see, the deal between Laban and Yaakov is between him, these two men. But his sons is taking that totally different. He's stolen what was ours. Whole time their dad is the thief. But they calling the man who getting stole from the thief. Okay. All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 21. So you learn from some other situations so that you don't have to keep making the same mistakes. This is why we sit down and we ask questions. The things I know about, I know about. The things I don't know, I'm going to humble myself and ask somebody who do. Matthew chapter 21, and I want you to start at verse 18.
Now in the morning as he returned into the city, he hungered. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it, and found nothing thereon, but leaves only, and said unto it, Let no fruit grow on you henceforth forever. And presently the fig tree withered away. And when the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, How soon is the fig tree withered away? Yahshua answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if you have faith and doubt not, you shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if you shall say unto this mountain, Be you removed, and be you cast into the sea, it shall be done. And all things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing, you shall receive.
So we have two things we need to deal with here. Verse 21, Yahshua answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if you have faith and doubt not, you shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if you shall say unto this mountain, Be you removed, and you cast into the sea, it shall be done. Where does the power with that stop? Verse 20, and when the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, How soon is the fig tree withered away? The fig tree had no substance and was thereby cursed for having nothing. The fig tree had no idea that today was the day of its accounting? None of us do. We all plan that we have some other time to put something in our spiritual account. So thereby we act a certain way. We believe that we have more time to work on this account. But on this particular day, the fig tree is called into question. What have you produced? Doesn't matter if it's not the time of figs. Did not you see your master coming toward you? Have we considered that? Jump to verse 33.
Here another parable. There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard, and hedged it round about, and digged a wine press in it, and built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen, and went out into a far country. And when the time of the fruit drew near, he sent his servants to the husbandmen, that they might receive the fruits of it. And the husbandman took his servants, and beat one, and killed another, and stoned another.
This is what happens to us as we go and speak that word. Then people start attacking you because they don't have the word in their heart. So then when you start saying it and they haven't had an ear to hear, then there comes the attacks. All of these people who are walking around saying Yahweh's name, 10 years ago called all of us, said we was all in a cult, that we was all doing all of these things. Now you can go in any church, come tomorrow, and you finna hear Yahweh's name being thrown from one end of the building to the other. And it's them same pastors. I know because I've been in the same places where they said it at. Now the same places that they said them people this, now they using the name like they always did. Go ahead.
Again, he sent other servants more than the first, and they did unto them likewise. Last of all, he sent unto them his son, saying, they will reverence my son. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance. And when they caught him, and cast him out of the vineyard, and slew him. When the master therefore of the vineyard comes, what will he do unto those husbandmen? They say unto him, he will miserably destroy those wicked men, and will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruits in their season.
So at this point, we're talking about a full department change. He says, I'm not going to get rid of the vineyard. I'm going to get rid of the people who handling the vineyard. See, they think that they have stolen the vineyard by whatever means, but he's going to take care of that business. Let's go to Luke chapter 16. A lot of times we don't know there's a problem until Yahweh calls it out that, hey, let's take an accounting of what you've done. What if Yahweh has a certain amount of individuals are supposed to hear because of our labor? What happens if we don't meet that quota? Luke chapter 16, and let's read verses 1 through 13.
And he said unto his disciples, there was a certain rich man which had a steward, and the same was accused unto him that he had wasted his goods. And he called him, and said unto him, how is it that I hear this of you? Give an account of your stewardship, for you may be no longer steward.
Wait a minute. Why is he giving this parable? He's talking to an individual who has a position of power, and he says, how is it that I have heard this of you? Bring me the receipts. Go ahead.
Then the steward said within himself, what shall I do? For my master takes away from me the stewardship. I cannot dig to beg. I'm ashamed.
Wait a minute. I done got accustomed to this job, even though I ain't doing the job right. But I done got accustomed to this job. I don't want to go back down there. I got to figure out something here. Go ahead.
I'm resolved what to do, that when I am put out of the stewardship, they may receive me into their house.
Wait a minute. When I am put out, he said if. Why? Because he already know what he been doing. See, ain't nothing worse than somebody who don't know what they've been doing. He know he hadn't dealt with it right. But if I deal with these people right, at least when I am put out, they'll receive me. Go ahead.
So he called every one of his master's debtors unto him, and said unto the first, how much oweth you unto my master? And he said, 100 measures of oil. And he said unto him, take your bill, and sit down quickly, and write 50. Then said he to another, and how much owe you? And he said, 100 measures of wheat. And he said unto him, take your bill, and write 80.
Now, wait a minute. He had the ability to show this mercy before. Yeah, he had the ability to show mercy. He just didn't. He had the leeway to show mercy. He decided not to show any mercy. Go ahead.
And the master commended the unjust steward, because you have done wisely, for the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
Wait a minute. And the master commended him. He thinking he about to lose the job. Lo and behold, this gave him a better place in the job. But it took him thinking he was going to lose it for him to act right. As long as everything going good, he's still doing everything the way he's doing it. But when the threat of losing the job, now all of a sudden there's a different thought process. So Yahweh will sometimes lead you to think you're about to fall off this cliff. Matter of fact, come to the edge. I want you to look down. Look at that. Boy, there's some pointed rocks down there. You see that? Boy, I'm talking about your gut's going to be all over that place right there. You ready? He just need to show it to you. Go ahead.
And I say unto you, make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness, that when you fall, they may receive you into everlasting habitations.
Now, be careful how far you go with that. He said make you friends. He said go worship their God. See, we don't know what a line is. That is what gets us in trouble over and over again. Go ahead.
He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. And he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much. If therefore you have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches?
So sometimes we're auditioning for a higher position. We just don't know it. Go ahead.
And if you have not been faithful in that which is another man's, who shall give you that which is your own? No servant can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Elohim and Mammon.
Right. But see, we look at that one way. But what if we end up getting connected to something that has more care for the world than it does for the word? Oh, now it's pulling you. Now, as it starts to pull you, now your sayings that come out of your mouth is starting to match the sayings that come out of the worldly person that you have attached to. Now you got a problem. Because now you're trying to serve Elohim, but Mammon is coming through that individual that you attached to. See, it's so easy to look at that when we say, oh, it's something out there in the world. No. What if it's right there in the house with you? What decision are you going to make? Let's go to Matthew chapter 25. See, when you start actually reading a lot of this New Testament, you'll find out why people only read one line at a time. I used to wonder how they get one line and they did a 2-hour sermon. Cause keep reading, it gonna break your heart. Is what it's gonna do. Cause some other things that they've set up, it's finna bust it up if you keep reading. Matthew chapter 25, and we're going to start that at verse 14.
For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called on his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey.
So it says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. This is the kingdom of heaven is as this. Wait a minute. There's some business that's going on, and he's likening this to the kingdom of heaven. What are you going to be held responsible for? And what will be the punishment if you don't deal with the things that you are held responsible for? See, when we hear the word price, we're always thinking about money. But we hear the term all the time, time is money. What do you do with your money then? See, we're very careful about where we spend our time. Our money, we can't tell where we spent that at. So now which one then is more valuable? You just gave your time a greater value by how you dish it out. Supply and demand determines value. Go ahead.
Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise, he that received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his master's money.
He digged in the earth and hid his master's money. What are you doing with that Elohim is giving you? What are you doing with it? Is there a hole somewhere in the ground that we can find it? Go ahead.
After a long time, the master of those servants comes.
Now, this is what gets us in trouble. After a long time. So we've gotten comfortable. But after a long time, now, it's time. They say, oh, no, it's time to open up the books. Let's look at these numbers. Go ahead.
And reckons with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Master, you delivered unto me 5 talents. Behold, I've gained beside them 5 talents more. His master said unto him, Well done, you good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. I'll make you ruler over many things.
So what then was happening? Because he dealt with these things right, he is now given a position in the kingdom. Sometimes a job is an audition for another job. Sometimes you can be working and the manager's looking off and they said, that spot that we got about to open up, I think they're going to be perfect for it. But that's because they see you doing the job now. Now, if you have doing that job, even though you can easily do it, But now, you have, because you can easily do it, you halfway do it. And this is us. The things that we can easily do, we end up halfway doing it. We didn't have to put any thought into it. We didn't have to go in early to look at anything to prepare. So we get it now just in time. Because, hey, we can do it with no sweat. But now that affects our moving up. Because the people who could promote you are looking at how you do this job. And it looks as if you don't care. But you're that good. But now it's causing you a problem. Go ahead.
Enter you into the joy of your master. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Master, you delivered unto me 2 talents. Behold, I've gained 2 other talents beside them. His master said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. I'll make you ruler over many things. Enter you into the joy of your master. Then he which had received 1 talent came and said, Master, I knew that you are a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid your talent in the earth. Lo, here you have what is yours. His master answered and said unto him, You wicked and slothful servant, you know that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. You ought therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with interest. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it on to him which has 10 talents.
Right, because the one with 10 have proven themselves to be able to deal with more things. They have proven themselves worthy. The individual with the talent in the earth has proven nothing. That they know how to dig a hole and remember what a hole at. Go ahead.
For unto everyone that has shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that has not shall be taken away even that which he has. And cast you the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
And cast you the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. How do we read that? I mean, we're watching strange things happen all over the earth. You have people that have been working and paying into a system that now they saying, hey, that system may not be there anymore. What you talking about? You've been taking this out of people's check for 50 years. What you mean it might not be there? So they don't have the finances for this thing, but they're going to add a $200 million wing over here. Ain't got enough money to pay the soldiers, but some dude who looked like a failed rock star is about to get some money for his country because it's tanking. But wait a minute, you got all that money from these people, and they're not going to have their benefits that they pay for? The heathen at some point makes an accounting of his business. So then what we do is we consider that that's just how the heathen works. Now, that's how any organization works. Because what we're reading is Yahweh is going to also take an accounting of his. And where you going to stand when he pull out those books? That's the question we have to ask. Let's go to Numbers chapter 3. We read all the time. Well, he said, I may take one of a city or two of a family or two of a family, one of a city, one of those. And we don't consider that's not a whole lot. If he just need one from the family, who told you he needed your whole family? We take it for granted that we're going to make the cut. Who's to say that there's not another person in your bloodline that doing more than you, offering more than you, sacrificing more than you? And see, some of us definitely can't be comfortable. Because you don't know how many kids your daddy really had. Because you find out that somewhere as a kid he ain't told you about. You run up in Walmart and look at somebody on the tool aisle and both of y'all look alike and you like, what's up, bro? Really? That's your brother? Hey. Now, wait a minute. You didn't think you had competition for that spot. Wait a minute. He got the same bloodline you. Now, what happened if he decides, I heard this word and I'm going to work harder? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That sure shot that you thought you had? Okay. He said, I don't need but one of y'all now. I don't need one. Now, which one of y'all coming? Y'all figure it out and I'll be back later. Go ahead.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Bring the tribe of Levi near, and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may minister unto him. And they shall keep his charge, and the charge of the whole congregation before the tabernacle of the congregation, to do the service of the tabernacle. And they shall keep all the instruments of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the charge of the children of Israel, to do the service of the tabernacle. And you shall give the Levites unto Aaron, and to his sons. They are wholly given unto him out of the children of Israel. And you shall appoint Aaron and his sons, and they shall wait on their priest office, and the stranger that comes near shall be put to death.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, And I, behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of all the firstborn that opens the matrix among the children of Israel. Therefore the Levites shall be mine.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the firstborn are mine. For on the day that I smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I hallowed unto me all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast. Mine shall they be. I am Yahweh.
Wait a minute. Yahweh set forth the price. Because of this that I did, these firstborn belong to me. I hallowed them at the happening of that event. So now we got something that's going on right here. Let's go to Numbers chapter 8. So we consider how he purchased them unto himself. Everything firstborn died except these things. He said, those mine. So, what situation that you may have got into in your life where nobody else made it out except you? You didn't see the price tag on yourself, did you? You should have looked in the back. It was a stamp on there. And he's going to call it back into question. He said, no. I purchased that. So we think we just got out of certain things. Everybody around fell into something, and somehow you was led a different way. Why you didn't go that day? Why did everybody who went through the same thing that you went through, they ain't quite right? Numbers 8, let's start at verse 1.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto Aaron, and say unto him, When you lighted the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light over the against the candlestick.
All right, how many lamps?
7.
So when we look at a place and they got more than 7 or less than 7, we can pretty much determine that Lucifer is somewhere in that mix. Go ahead.
And Aaron did so. He lighted the lamps thereof over against the candlestick, as Yahweh commanded Moshe. And this work of the candlestick was of beaten gold, unto the shaft thereof, unto the flowers thereof, was beaten work, according unto the pattern which Yahweh had showed Moshe, so he made the candlestick.
You know, I would be interested in knowing what would be somebody's answer for explaining why they have a 9-branch menorah. Because if everything is supposed to be based off the Torah, and you tell me you're so deep with it that you read it in another language, well, how you say 7? Do it sound like 9? Is it confusing? Go ahead.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Take the Levites from among the children of Israel, and cleanse them. And thus shall you do unto them, to cleanse them. Sprinkle water of purifying upon them, and let them shave all their flesh, and let them wash their clothes, and so make themselves clean. Then let them take a young bullock with his meat offering, even fine flour mingled with oil, and another young bullock shall you take for a sin offering.
Now, remember that it talked about the beard of Aaron, and it said it went down to the bottom of his skirt. But beforehand, shave off all your hair. We're talking about a changing of covenant right here. Go ahead.
And you shall bring the Levites before the tabernacle of the congregation, and you shall gather the whole assembly of the children of Israel together. And you shall bring the Levites before Yahweh. And the children of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before Yahweh for an offering of the children of Israel, that they may execute the service of Yahweh.
Wait a minute. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before Yahweh for an offering of the children of Israel. So the Levites who do the offering are also the offering. So the offering making an offering. Go ahead.
And the Levites shall lay their hands upon the heads of the bullocks, and you shall offer the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering unto Yahweh to make an atonement for the Levites.
So the priests lay their hand on the offering, but before they can be the priests, all the children of Israel laid their hands on them. Now then they can lay their hands on the offering and slay it for the sins of the people who laid their hands on them. Okay, go ahead.
Can we see the same thing with the goat?
Yeah.
You're going to bear the sin of the people?
Mm-hmm.
And I think further on it says the Levites bear the sins of the Israel.
Uh-huh.
And you shall set the Levites before Aaron and before his sons, and offer them for an offering unto Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Thus shall you separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine.
So once again, Yahweh done purchased something to himself. He said, no, these are mine. So then when we go through trials and tribulations, we don't consider that we must be offered up for a door to be open for somebody else. We the only people that'll fill out an application don't even know what the hell the job is. Yeah, I can do it. What is it? I don't know. But I can do it. How much you say it pay? That's the only thing we have. We go by to try to figure out how much do the job pay. We don't know jack about the job. Say, can you operate a forklift? I mean, I got a fork and I be lifting it. Hell yeah, I can do a forklift. Bro, that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, bro. I can do it. I can do it. Just let me in there. Just let me in. Where the key at? Okay, go ahead.
And after that shall the Levites go in to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and you shall cleanse them and offer them for an offering.
Uh-huh.
They are wholly given unto me from among the children of Israel.
They are wholly given. Wait a minute. So they first are offered up, then they given. But we still think all our time is ours. We still think all our substance, our finance, we still think it's all ours. Go ahead.
Instead of such as open every womb, even instead of the firstborn of all the children of Israel, have I taken them unto me.
He said, instead of the, now I purchased all the firstborn when I did all these great works in Egypt, but I'm changing that. Give me the Levites instead. Okay, go ahead.
For all the firstborn of the children of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On the day that I smote every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified them for myself. And I have taken the Levites for all the firstborn of the children of Israel. And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the children of Israel to do the service of the children of Israel in the tabernacle of the congregation, to make an atonement for the children of Israel, that there be no plague among the children of Israel when the children of Israel come near unto the sanctuary.
Where you at?
Verse 20.
All right, go ahead.
And Moshe and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel did to the Levites according to unto all that Yahweh commanded Moshe concerning the Levites. So did the children of Israel unto them. And the Levites were purified, and they washed their clothes. And Aaron offered them as an offering before Yahweh. And Aaron made an atonement for them to cleanse them. And after that went the Levites in to do their service in the tabernacle of the congregation before Aaron and before his sons. As Yahweh commanded Moshe concerning the Levites, so did they unto them.
All right. So we have a serious connection going on there. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 2. Jeremiah chapter 2, and we're going to start that at verse 17. I tell you what, start at 13.
For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Right. Instead of dealing with the way that Yahweh has things set up, we have a better plan. Go ahead.
Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? The young lions roared upon him and yelled, and they made his land waste. His cities are burnt without inhabitant. Also the children of Naph and Taphanes have broken the crown of your head. Have you not procured this unto yourself, and that you have forsaken Yahweh your Elohim when he led you by the way? And now, what have you to do in the way of Egypt, to drink the waters of Sihor? Or what have you to do in the way of Assyria, to drink the waters of the river? Your own wickedness shall correct you, and your backsliding shall reprove you. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter, that you have forsaken Yahweh your Elohim, and that my fear is not in you, says the Adonai Yahweh of hosts. For of old time I have broken your yoke and burst your bands, and you said, I will not transgress. When upon every high hill and under every green tree you wandered playing the harlot.
We keep all of the little days that everybody come up with. They come up with a holiday, we gonna take part of it. We gonna set up everything. Everybody done went down and already start cutting down their trees, getting ready for the next one. They ain't even got past the one they just got through doing. Go ahead.
Yet I planted you a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then are you turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? For though you wash you with niter, and take you much soap, yet your lawlessness is marked before me, says the Adonai Elohim. How can you say, I'm not polluted, I've not gone after Baalim? See your way in the valley, know what you have done. You are a swift dromedary traversing her ways, a wild ass used to the wilderness, that snuffs up the wind at her pleasure. In her occasion, who can turn her away? All they that seek her will not weary themselves. In her month they shall find her. Withhold your foot from being unshod, and your throat from thirst. But you said, there's no hope. No, for I have loved strangers, and after them will I go.
Mm-hmm.
As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They, their kings, their princes, and their priests, and their prophets, saying to a stock, you are my father, and to a stone, you have brought me forth.
The stock is a piece of wood. That's your cross. The stone is that holiest site of Islam. So the two things that have us is Christianity and Islam. Those are the things that we worship the most. Correct?
For they have turned their back onto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us.
Mm-hmm.
But where are your gods that you have made you?
Well, all those people that you spent your money with. You say, well, I ain't spend no money with. You spent your time, right? Your time was money, right? But then you spent money with them. Let them save you. He said, see, I can look at the accounting. I can tell who you love. See, I pull up these numbers. And these numbers tell me you spent thus and thus money here and you spent thus and thus time here. This is where your love at. So now that your tribulation is upon you, looking at your account, I want you to call those people to come and save you. We'll forget Yahweh days without number. But as soon as our tribulation come upon us, now we remember Yahweh. You got to understand now, we're coming to a point where Yahweh about to get a lot of calls. Now, what make your call different from everybody else? Oh, his line about to be real busy. When you're getting call after call, there's some point where you look and you say, oh, no, this number look for me. I can't remember who it is, but this number looks for me. Hello? Oh, that's you. What happens when your number don't look for me? But you in the time of your distress. And you know, in the time of our distress, we want immediate answers. Now, we let Yahweh sit out there. Just sit out there. Way out there. But you know, when we want deliverance, you know, we need it by 2:30. We need it by 2:30. And I don't mean to put pressure on you, God, but it's 2:29 now. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
If they can save you in the time of your trouble.
Uh-huh.
For according to the number of your cities are your gods, O
Mhm.
Yehuda. Wherefore will you plead with me? You all have transgressed against me, says Yahweh. In vain have I smitten your children. They receive no correction. Your own sword has devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. O generation, see you the word of Yahweh. Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness? Wherefore say my people, we are masters. We will come no more unto you. Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number.
Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. But that's not how it's going to be when our tribulation come upon us. And we are so accustomed to watching everybody else go through tribulation. You have to understand that sooner or later it has to come here. Technology getting better, weapons have gotten better. Hey, we have a country that said point blank, y'all ain't gonna be able to just keep sitting over there across the water comfortable while everybody else in turmoil. What do you think they meant by that? In every other conflict, the only way America has seen it is on the news. And we'll be drinking and having fun while we're watching. Oh, my goodness, look at all those people dying. Baby, pass those biscuits. That's as far as it goes with us. Okay. That ain't going to keep happening. Technology is too good. They ain't got to come over here to damage over here. Go ahead.
Verse 33. Why trimmeth you your way to seek love? Therefore hath you also taught the wicked one your ways. Also in your skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocents. I have not found it by secret search, but upon all these.
It says, why trimmeth you your way to seek love? Therefore you have also taught the wicked ones your ways. Turn on that TV and watch everybody on there mimic us. White boy bands, Asian groups, all up. What do? Mimic every move we make. You done taught everybody your ways. Go ahead.
Yet you say, because I am innocent, surely this anger shall turn from me. Behold, I'll plead with you, because you say, I have not sinned.
Now this is why Yahweh say I'm going to plead with you. I'm going to plead with you because you think you're innocent. I don't know why this happening to me. Why is it happening to me? I don't see. I did nothing really. Oh, okay. So you think you're innocent? All right. Well, let me plead with you then. Because you say I am innocent. Correct?
What gaddeth you about so much to change your way? You also shall be ashamed of Egypt, as you was ashamed of Assyria. Yes, you shall go forth from them, and your hands upon your head. For Yahweh has rejected your confidence, and you shall not prosper in them.
All right, let's go to Psalm 78. You know, Saul was very misguided and said, I followed the commandment of my Elohim. And Samuel had to say, well, what's the sheep I hear?
Bleeding.
Tell me how I hear them again? Because if you followed the commandment, they supposed to be slaughtered. And I've never really heard slaughtered sheep make noise. So explain to me how you follow the instructions again. Because maybe I didn't understand the instructions. So maybe I need to go back to Yahweh. But I'm pretty sure you didn't follow these instructions. But he's confidently wrong. I have followed the commandment of my Elohim. And we think because we're confident in our wrongness, that it make the wrongness better. But I followed it. And no, you didn't. And just because you say it confidently don't mean jack. You didn't follow the instructions. Psalm 78, let's start that at verse 1.
Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I'll open my mouth in a parable. I'll utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of Yahweh, and his strength, and his wonderful works that he has done. For he established a testimony in Jacob, and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in Elohim, and not forget the works of Elohim, but keep his commandments. It might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with Elohim. The children of Ephraim, being armed and carrying bows, turned back in the day of battle. They kept not the covenant of Elohim, and refused to walk in his law, and forgot his works and his wonders that he had showed them. Marvelous things did he in the sight of their fathers, in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zoan. He divided the sea, and caused them to pass through, and he made the waters to stand as an heap. In the daytime also he led them with a cloud, and all the night with a light of fire. He clave the rocks in the wilderness, and gave them drink as out of the great depths. He brought streams also out of the rock, and caused waters to run down like rivers. And they sinned yet more against him by provoking the Most High in the wilderness. They tempted Elohim in their heart by asking meat for their lust. Yes, they spake against Elohim. They said, can Elohim furnish a table in the wilderness?
Wait a minute. They spake against Elohim by questioning his power. Go ahead.
Behold, he smote the rock, that the waters gushed out, and the streams overflowed. Can he give bread also? Can he provide flesh for his people? Therefore Yahweh heard this, and was angry. So a fire was kindled against Jacob, and anger also came up against Israel, because they believed not in Elohim, and trusted not in his salvation. Though he had commanded the clouds from above, and opened the doors of heaven, and had rained down manna upon them to eat, and had given them of the corn of heaven. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. He caused an east wind to blow into heaven, and by his power he brought in the south wind. He rained flesh also upon them as dust, and feathered fowls like as the sand of the sea. And he let it fall in the midst of their camp, round about their habitations.
And this could be why we love chicken so much to this day. He said, you asked for it. You begged for it. I gave you so much chicken to shoot out your nostril. And we still, right now, long for the yard bird. That's what we asked for. See, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you so much it's going to come out your nose. Go ahead.
So they did eat and were filled, for he gave them their own desire. They were not estranged from their lust, but while their meat was yet in their mouths, the wrath of Elohim came upon them, and slew the fattest of them, and smote down the chosen men of Israel. For all this they sinned still, and believed not for his wondrous works. Therefore their days did he consume in vanity, and their years in trouble. When he slew them, they sought him.
Then they sought him. See, this seems to be a thing with us. When he slew them, then they sought him. Do we understand what we asked him for? He said, I know how to make you seek me. I know how to do it. But do we understand that that's what we're asking for? We don't think that's what we're asking for, but understand, he speaks differently. You don't speak to your Elohim in normal words of man. He too deep. Do you understand when he's speaking? This is what you asked him for. And then we're surprised when we get it. I don't know why this is happening to me. You don't. You asked for it. You just didn't understand that that's what you was asking for. Go ahead.
And they returned and inquired early after Elohim. And they remembered that Elohim was their rock, and the high Elohim their redeemer. Nevertheless, they did flatter him with their mouth, and they lied unto him with their tongue.
Right. If you get me through this, Yahweh, I promise you, I ain't gonna never do this no more. No, I not. No, not me. I ain't gonna never do this no more. Just get me out of this, Lord. 2 weeks later, we forgot we said that vow. And we started reading the ghost. Now, see, what I meant was, oh, now we're going to tell him how he should take what we said.
And see, you know what's happening? See, God, you're looking at it the wrong way.
Oh, okay. So he needs clapped. Oh, he needs clapped. Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
They say, Elder, why are you being literal?
You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. Every time it's time to change, we pull out that literal word. All right. Go ahead.
For their heart was not right with him.
There you go.
Neither were they steadfast in his covenant. But he, being full of compassion, forgave their lawlessness.
So then shouldn't we have some of this for one another? Go ahead.
And destroyed them not. Yea, many a time turned he his anger away, and did not stir up all his anger.
Many a time he turned his anger away and did not stir up all his anger. Wait a minute. He got a little, and he let you hear the little, and you all thrown because he let you hear the little. He turned the rest of it away. This that part when your parents just walk away from you and you don't understand. I'm going in the kitchen. I'm going this way. Why you just gonna walk off of me? Because if I stand there, somebody falling down. You understand? So I'm going this way. This way you get to keep standing. He always said, I just turned it away. You upset about the little angle you saw. You need to be thinking about what you didn't see. Go ahead.
For he remembered that they were but flesh,
Uh-huh.
a wind that passes away and comes not again.
Uh-huh.
How often did they provoke him in the wilderness and grieved him in the desert? Yea, they turned back and tempted Elohim and limited the Holy One of Israel.
Limited the Holy One of Israel. Now, wait a minute. If we can limit the Holy One of Israel, the adversary, the devil, understands this, then he then tries to get us to provoke our Elohim, that then he will be limited in dealing with us, but it will be because we have listened to somebody else and allowed us to be provoked. So we listen to something and then we get provoked and then we provoke. And now there's a limit. Go ahead.
They remembered not his hand, nor the day when he delivered them from the enemy.
All right. Let's go to Judges chapter 10. You have to understand that people who are pretending to be you have been studying your book longer than you have. So when they lead you astray, whether it be in clothing, appearance, culture, they know exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it. They're not held by the same standards. The people who stood there and received the covenants are held by a different set of rules. And this is what confuses us. Those individuals were not purchased with a price. So they can operate in a certain way and it does not bother them. You do it and you have thrown your salvation away. It's no different than the people who eat poison all the time. They can consume poison. Their body has now gotten accustomed to the poison. The new individual takes the poison and die. But they have been slowly feeding themselves poison. This is why as long as you ate that nasty pig, nothing happened to you. Because you ate that nasty pig all the time. You stop eating that nasty pig and then eat it by accident. And you have the worst convulsions going on in your body and you can't figure out what happened. It was always poison. But because you were slowly poisoning yourself, your body got accustomed to the poison. You stepped away from it long enough and your body now recognizes it as poison. Now it violently reacts. And you don't even have to eat it no more. You just got something and they cooked something beside it and all the pork juice ran into what you had and you can't figure out what's happening to you. Your body now recognizes this is poison. Get it out of here. And your body tries to expel it in every opening you have. And you say, what is wrong with my body? Ain't wrong with your body. Something wrong with what you put in it. Go ahead, brother.
Judges chapter 10 and verse 1. And after Abimelech there arose to defend Israel Tola the son of Puah, the son of Dodo, a man of Issachar, and he dwelt in Shamir in Mount Ephraim. And he judged Israel 23 years and died and was buried in Shamir. And after him arose Yair, a Gileadite, and judged Israel 22 years. And he had 30 sons that rode on 30 ass colts, and they had 30 cities, which are called Havoth Yair unto this day, which are in the land of Gilead. And Yair died and was buried in Canaan. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of Yahweh, and served Baalim and Ashtaroth, and the gods of Syria, and the gods of Zidon, and the gods of Moab, and the gods of the children of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines, and forsook Yahweh, and served not him.
Mm-hmm.
And the anger of Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of the Philistines, and into the hands of the children of Ammon. And that year they vexed and oppressed the children of Israel 18 years, all the children of Israel that were on the other side Jordan in the land of the Amorites, which is in Gilead. Moreover, the children of Ammon passed over Jordan to fight also against Yehudah and against Benjamin and against the house of Ephraim, so that Israel was sore distressed.
Uh-huh.
And the children of Israel cried unto Yahweh, saying, We have sinned against you, both because we have forsaken our Elohim and also served Baalim.
Wait a minute. Somehow we remember what we've done when tribulation show up at the house. Go ahead.
And Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, Did not I deliver you from the Egyptians and from the Amorites and from the children of Ammon and from the Philistines, the Zidonians also, and the Amalekites and the Moabites did oppress you? And you cried to me, and I delivered you out of their hand? Yet you have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
Wait a minute. We're starting to see a pattern here with Yahweh. No. Let them deliver you. No. I saw you was having a good time at your little festival over there. I seen you. You got dressed all up. You painted your face. Oh, you was looking dashing. Yeah. You really went all out. Well, let me see if they're gonna come save. Go ahead.
But you know, what's interesting is the peoples whose God you're serving are the same people who turn around and oppressing you.
Right. Is that not so right now? We're running hard after all those that oppress us. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel said unto Yahweh, We have sinned. Do you unto us whatsoever seems good unto you. Deliver us only, we pray you, this day. And they put away the strange gods from among them and served Yahweh. And his soul was grieved for the misery of Israel.
His soul was grieved. Why? Because he has to keep saving Israel. He says, no matter how many times I deliver you, a little time passes and you go right back to what you were doing before. Let's go to Psalm chapter 66. We have to ask ourselves, how many times have Yahweh had to come and deliver us? You understand? He has particular issue when we get back into the same thing that he saved us from. He's like, now, didn't I have to come get you from these people oppressing you, but now you worshiping their God? I mean, it's one thing to worship another God. Why you didn't pick some other God? Why you picked the very ones I had to save you from? Psalm 66, let's start at verse 1.
Make a joyful noise unto Elohim, all you lands. Sing forth the honor of his name. Make his praise glorious. Say unto Elohim, how terrible are you in your works. Through the greatness of your power shall your enemies submit themselves unto you. All the earth shall worship you, and shall sing unto you. They shall sing to your name. Come and see the works of Elohim. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. He turned the sea into dry land. They went through the flood on foot. There did we rejoice in him. He rules by his power forever. His eyes behold the nations. Let not the rebellious exalt themselves. O bless our Elohim, you people, and make the voice of his praise to be heard, which holdeth our soul in life, and suffers not our feet to be moved. For you, O Elohim, has proved us. You have tried us as silver is tried. You brought us into the net. You laid affliction upon our loins.
If he tried us as silver is tried, precious metals are tried in the fire. Go ahead.
You have caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but you brought us out into a wealthy place. I will go into your house with burnt offerings. I will pay you my vows, which my lips have uttered and my mouth has spoken when I was in trouble.
Do you remember what you said when you was in trouble? Do you remember what you said when you were in trouble? He don't want to hear that stuff that you saying now that you feel good. He don't want to hear that stuff that you saying now that all the bills paid. What did you say when you were in trouble? That's what he want to talk about. But see, once we get situated, we don't want to discuss that no more. No, that's what he want to talk about. Now, I want to talk about that. We're like, look, I don't want to be bringing up no past. It was a dark time for me. He said, hey, I dwell in thick darkness. Let's talk about it. This is where I stay. What are you talking about? Let's talk about it.
No, I don't like to talk about that. It's gloomy.
Yeah, I know. But this is where the covenant was made. Let's talk about it. Now, we want to talk about everything else. We don't want to talk about that. Go ahead.
I will offer unto you burnt sacrifices of fatlings with the incense of rams. I'll offer bullocks with goats. Come in here, all you that fear Elohim, and I'll declare what he has done for my soul. I cried unto him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. If I regarded lawlessness in my heart, the Adonai will not hear me. But verily, Elohim has heard me. He has attended to the voice of my prayer. Blessed be Elohim, which has not turned away my prayer, nor his mercy from me.
All right. This is something that we have to think about. What did we say when we were in trouble? Remember now, it was Yahweh that led Dawid to go and number those people. He put him in that situation. What did you say when you were in trouble? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 5. And don't worry, Yahweh will orchestrate the trouble for you and then lead you to say what he needs you to say while you're in trouble. And then remind you,
You remember that time? You remember, right? You was in trouble?
wait a minute, you led me to that trouble.
Yep, sure did. Who did that? Me, that's who.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. Jeremiah chapter 5, let's start at verse 1.
Run you to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now, and know, and seek in the broad places thereof, if you can find a man, if there be any that executes judgment, that seeks the truth, and I'll pardon it. And though they say, Yahweh lives, surely they swear falsely. O Yahweh, are not your eyes upon the truth? You have stricken them, but they have not grieved. You have consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. Therefore I said, surely these are poor. They are foolish, for they know not the way of Yahweh.
Now, it's interesting because he said when he's getting ready to deal with a servant and he's pushing them out to Israel. He says, I'm going to make your head as hard as flint. So wait a minute. We then are supposed to be hard-headed for Yahweh, but we turn hard-headed against Yahweh. Same thing, make it laugh, make it cry. We did this in the opposite direction. Go ahead.
Nor the judgment of their Elohim. I will get me unto the great men, and will speak unto them, for they have known the way of Yahweh, and the judgment of their Elohim. But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds.
But ain't that what they say today?
You don't want to be under that bondage.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be under that yoke. You want to be free from all that.
It sound good. Till you realize what they're actually saying. They were teaching you to rebel against your God and made you feel good while they was teaching you to do it. Go ahead.
Wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities. Every one that goes out then shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are increased. How shall I pardon you for this? Your children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods. When I had fed them to the full, they then committed adultery.
Then, when we were fed to the full, it was already said in the beginning. Moshe said it before he left. Once you get all of these things, you go ahead and teach them this song. Because once they get everything that they asked for, and sometimes this is what we drop. All right, I'm finna do this, and I'm about to move up, y'all. All right. Now let's see if you move down when you move up. He said, when I fed them to the full, then they sinned against me. We don't understand what we're saying. What we're saying is, Yahweh, if you take my stuff, our relationship will be better. I'm trying to translate for you. I know you don't think that's what you're saying, but I'm telling you that's what you're saying. If you take my stuff, we'll be a better a love relationship. Everything gonna be better between us. It's because I got all this stuff. I can't concentrate on you. Spend all this time with my car, dressing in all these fine clothes. I'm just tired of looking good and smelling good. What is that? What is that cologne you begin me? Good God, I smell so good. I can't concentrate. Take my stuff, and it'll renew our relationship like it was before. Do you understand that that's what you're saying? If you love how to love him with the stuff, then you get to keep the stuff. But if you give him no choice, he's coming to get the stuff. Go ahead.
You know, Elder, as you're saying that, and you've said it before, he makes us have small examples of what he deals with. Because we as parents can see the same thing. With everything we give our children as far as technology goes, they become more and more disconnected from us.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, you give them the car, and then they become that much more disconnected. And what we have to do, start taking stuff.
Yeah. You got to text your kid in your house.
Can you come to the table and eat, please? Holler back. Hey, what you doing? I'm waiting for my kids, Elsa.
What? They in that room right there?
Yeah, they don't answer the door. They answer the text.
Right. Go ahead.
And assemble themselves by troops in the harlot houses.
Uh-huh. That was us. That was us. Matter of fact, we always wanted the biggest harlot house. See, we figured wasn't nothing wrong. It ain't that many harlots here. So we went to find us a bigger harlot house.
Yeah, oh yeah, they really got the harlots. Look at this. Yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna set up shop at.
Okay. Go ahead.
They were as fed horses in the morning. Everyone neighed after his neighbor's wife.
Uh-huh.
Shall I not visit for these things? Says Yahweh. And shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? Go you up upon her walls, and destroy, but make not a full end. Take away her battlements, for they are not Yahweh's. For the house of Israel and the house of Yehuda have dealt very treacherously against me, says Yahweh. They have belied Yahweh, and said, It is not he. Neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine.
Now, he says they have belied Yahweh and said, It is not he, neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine. So, when those people come and speak those good words to make you feel comfortable, have you considered that they were lying on Yahweh? But we just wanted to hear something good. Nobody wants to hear when they get that call, such and such is happening. Why do you think this is happening? Oh, because you were crawling in that window last week. I saw your feet hanging. I said, man, whose feet are those? And I said, because I know your shoes. See? And I saw your shoes coming out that window, and I said, oh, yeah. So now you calling me and said, I wonder why this is happening. I can tell you it was a Tuesday night when your shoes was coming out of that window. My guess is that's why it's happening to you. Oh, no, that ain't what we want to hear. We want to hear God is not angry with you. He loves you. You are going to be great. Great things are going to happen to you. Yeah, if you stop crawling in windows that don't damn belong to you, then greatness shall come upon you. But you got to remember which window is yours. So in other words, they belied Yahweh, telling you goodness, but you ain't doing good. They lied on him, and they going to pay for it. They put a price on their own salvation. Because when they tell people those nice things, this is when people give a bigger offering. They feel better when you help them feel good about the bad that they've done. Yeah. Go ahead, brother. You finished that?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Leviticus chapter 6. Why feel good for a time and then you're going to have to see Yahshua? Why? And let me tell you something. Ain't going to be no negotiating with the man on the horse. The man on the horse does not negotiate. Why feel good only to turn around and find out that it was all a lie? Why not get your feelings hurt now and then live forever in the right place? Leviticus chapter 6, let's read verses 1 through 7.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, If a soul sin and commit a trespass against Yahweh, and lie unto his neighbor in that which was delivered him to keep, or in fellowship, or anything taken away by violence, or has deceived his neighbor, or have found that which was lost, and lies concerning it, and swears falsely, in any of all these that a man does, sinning therein, then it shall be, because he has sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore that which he took violently away, or the thing which he has deceitfully gotten, or that which was delivered him to keep, or the lost thing which he found, or all that about which he has sworn falsely. He shall even restore it in the principal, and shall add the fifth part more thereto, and give it unto him to whom it appertains in the day of his trespass offering. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto Yahweh, a ram without blemish out of the flock, with your estimation, for a trespass offering unto the priest.
So, the part that you bring to the priest has nothing to do with that which you have to restore unto the individual that you took from. Those are separate. Go ahead.
And the priest shall make an atonement for him before Yahweh, and it shall be forgiven him for anything of all that he has done in trespassing therein.
All right, let's go to Exodus chapter 30. Because we have to consider a few things when we deal with this price of salvation. Because we have a restoration price or an equation for restoration. So let's go to Exodus 30, and I want you to read verses 1 through 16.
And you shall make an altar to burn incense upon. Of shittim wood shall you make it. A cubit shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof. 4 squares shall it be, and 2 cubits shall be the height thereof. The horns thereof shall be of the same. And you shall overlay it with pure gold, the top thereof, and the sides thereof round about, and the horns thereof. And you shall make unto it a crown of gold round about. And 2 golden rings shall you make it under the crown of it, by the 2 corners thereof. Upon the 2 sides of it shall you make it, and they shall be for places for the staves to bear it withal.
So this was constructed in a way that when you look at it, you understand that it's not regular. See, we have to stop treating things that we get accustomed to as regular. We'll see that it's designed in a way for you to understand this is important. But after a while, we get accustomed to it, and the importance level drops. It was made to stick out for a reason. Go ahead.
And you shall make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And you shall put it before the veil that is by the ark of the testimony, before the mercy seat that is over the testimony, where I will meet with you. And Aaron shall burn thereon sweet incense every morning. When he dresseth the lamps, he shall burn incense upon it. And when Aaron lights the lamps at even, he shall burn incense upon it, a perpetual incense before Yahweh throughout your generations. You shall offer no strange incense thereon, nor burnt sacrifice, nor meat offering, neither will you pour drink offering thereon. And Aaron shall make an atonement upon the horns of it once in a year with the blood of the sin offering of atonements. Once in the year shall he make atonement upon it throughout your generations. It is most holy unto Yahweh. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, When you taketh the sum of the children of Israel after their number, then shall they give every man a ransom for his soul unto Yahweh.
This is what Dawid should have been doing. Go ahead.
When you numbered them, that there be no plague among them, when you numbered them.
Didn't he have a plague?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
This they shall give, every one that passes among them that are numbered, half a shekel after the shekel of the sanctuary. A shekel is 20 gerahs, and half shekel shall be the offering of Yahweh.
Now, you know, the interesting thing is there was conversation about why do you want to do this thing? The next conversation should have been, if we're going to do this thing, everybody need to have their atonement money. We have all the conversations except the one we're supposed to have. We will sit here and gossip about the crap. You find folks been here 6 months, and next thing you know, they talking to you about something happened 5 years ago. Who the hell told you that?
Oh, I was gossiping behind the kitchen.
Oh, okay. You ain't been here long enough to even know that. We have all the conversations except the one we supposed to have. All right, look, man, if you're going to go through here and you're going to number these people, hey, we're supposed to be giving atonement money. And then it tells you why you're supposed to be giving atonement money. Telling you now the plague going to come among you. Now, were these people scared to tell him? What happened? You mean tell me out of all these people who read the law that nobody know? You do know there's going to be a plague. All they knew, it ain't good. That's as far as the conversation went. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Well, who gonna go in and stand in the breach? Wait a minute. Now, if you hell-bent on doing this, then this is how we need to do it. That there be no plague among us. Go ahead.
Everyone that passes among them that are numbered from 20 years old and above shall give an offering unto Yahweh. The rich shall not give more, and the poor shall not give less than half a shekel, when they give an offering unto Yahweh to make an atonement for your souls. And you shall take the atonement money of the children of Israel, and shall appoint it for the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, that it may be a memorial unto the children of Israel before Yahweh to make atonement for their souls.
So then there was an action that they all participated in that meant they owed atonement money. Somebody should have came and put half a shekel on the sanctuary when they walked by. How did he decide? It says that, these thousands of people died in the pestilence. How did he decide which ones were going to die and which ones didn't? Because he numbered all of them. Okay? Something had to be some kind of separation between who is going to have to be sacrificed for that and who was spared. There's some things that we read, even though we may find ourselves in a situation, you need to know. Hey, I'm going to put this right there. No, you ain't got to get nothing. I said, I'm going to put that right there. No, you ain't got to get something. Just walk off. I'm not negotiating with you. I left what I left. And if it ain't needed, sweep it up, put it in the trash, do whatever. But I tell you what, from what I read, when I'm numbered, I need to leave some atonement money. So I'm gonna leave it right here. Y'all figure out who's gonna pick it up. I'm out. You might be securing your whole family. And you have to wonder, was Yahweh holding them accountable? Why don't y'all know this? Why don't you know this? Go ahead, bro. That was it. Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 23. And we must ask, what will Yahweh hold us accountable for? I mean, we walk around with computers in our hand. That phone is a full-fledged computer. What can you claim to your Elohim that you were not able to find out? So when I was young, you actually had to carry you, in certain class, you had to go get you one of them Texas Instrument calculators. Now, they know they got to put the phone down because the phone will answer all the questions. If they bring them phones in there, you can't bring the phone in there too. If you got that phone, you already got all the answers. We had to bring a calculator. When it comes down to this, Yahweh might want to know from us why you didn't know that. I end up in the Friday with some people who had, there was this one individual who had cheated their way pretty much all the way through school. And they were pretty damn good at cheating. And they got caught cheating at the last, this had to be the semester before graduation. And they got discovered that they was cheating. So they brought all that row of individuals in. And they said something's happening right up in here. They started questioning them, one by one. And the one who was absolutely marvelous in cheating couldn't answer the basic questions about electronic circuitry. They had been, cheating just that good. The dean pulled all the professors in and said, somebody explain to me how this person get this far. I didn't see that person in school no more. They said, no, you done here. Because you never should have got this far. But all of them got dealt with because that individual had been able to get that far pretending. The dean wanted to know, why didn't you press this individual? When you felt like something wasn't right, why didn't you press them? We so busy trying to be everybody's friend. But now they called into the office. Now they in the dean's office. These professors. And he jumped off the top rope. Okay. So what will Yahweh require of us? When he says, tell me how this went on this long right under your nose and you didn't know about it. Did you purposely turn your head? Or were you too consumed over here enjoying yourself? Go ahead.
And in the 7th year, Jehoiada strengthened himself and took the captains of hundreds, Azariah, the son of Jeroham, and Ishmael, the son of Jehohanan, and Azariah, the son of Obed, and Maaseiah, the son of Adiah, and Elishaphat, the son of Zichri, into covenant with him. And they went about into Yehudah, and gathered the Levites out of all the cities of Yehudah, and the chief of the fathers of Israel, and they came to Jerusalem. And all the congregation made a covenant with the king in the house of Elohim. And he said unto them, behold, the king's sons shall reign, as Yahweh has said of the sons of David. This is the thing that you shall do. A third part of you entering on the Shabbat of the priests and of the Levites shall be porters of the doors. And a third part shall be at the king's house, and a third part at the gate of the foundation. And all the people shall be in the courts of the house of Yahweh. But let none come into the house of Yahweh, save the priests, and they that minister of the Levites. They shall go in, for they are holy. But all the people shall keep the watch of Yahweh. And the Levites shall compass the king round about, every man with his weapons in his hand. And whosoever else comes into the house, he shall be put to death.
Whoever come in the house shall be put to death. You have this young boy who has now become the king. And they are doing everything to protect him because this evil woman, Natalia, is trying to kill him and set up her sons in rulership. So there's protection order. But understand, this is a little boy who has to be protected. Go ahead.
But be you with the king when he comes in and when he goes out. So the Levites and all Yehudah did according to all things that Jehoiada the priest had commanded, and took every man his men that were come in on the Shabbat, with them that were to go out on the Shabbat. For Jehoiada the priest dismissed not the courses. Moreover, Jehoiada the priest delivered to the captains of 100 spears and bucklers and shields that had been King David's, which were in the house of Elohim. And he said, all the people, every man having his weapon in his hand, from the right side of the temple to the left side of the temple, along by the altar and the temple, by the king round about.
Now, remember now that a certain amount, there was a half a shekel for the atonement money. Now, pay attention to all that the priest Jehoiada is doing for this individual, because he can't do any of this for himself. Go ahead.
Then they brought out the king's son, and put upon him the crown, and gave him the testimony, and made him king. And Jehoiada and his sons anointed him, and said, Elohim save the king.
Jehoiada and his sons anointed him. Go ahead.
Now when Athaliah heard the noise of the people running and praising the king, she came to the people into the house of Yahweh. And she looked, and behold, the king stood at his pillar at the entering in, and the princes and the trumpets by the king. And all the people of the land rejoiced, and sounded with trumpets, also the singers with instruments of music, and such as taught to sing praise. Then Athaliah rent her clothes, and said, Treason, treason! Then Jehoiada the priest brought out the captains of hundreds that were set over the host, and said unto them, Have her forth of the ranges, and whoso follows her, let him be slain with the sword. For the priest said, slay her not in the house of Yahweh. So they laid hands on her, and when she was come to the entering of the horse gate by the king's house, they slew her there.
All right. John, go ahead. Where you at?
That was verse
16. All right, go ahead. Jump to chapter 24 and verse 1.
Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Zebiah of Beersheba.
Now, he was 7 years old when he began to reign. So understand this priest that is doing all of these things, what is the price that you value that at? Go ahead.
Joash did that which was right in the sight of Yahweh all the days of Jehoiada the priest. Jehoiada took for him 2 wives, and he begat sons and daughters.
Jehoiada took for him 2 wives. Jehoiada is acting like his father. Well, he was 7 years old. He is taking care of all of these things. It was him that set forth all the protection around this individual and wouldn't let anything happen to him, knowing that there was somebody trying to kill him. Because she wants to set up her kid as king. Go ahead.
And it came to pass after this that Joash was minded to repair the house of Yahweh. And he gathered together the priests and the Levites, and said unto them, Go out unto the cities of Yehudah, and gather of all Israel money to repair the house of your Elohim from year to year, and see that you hasten the matter. Howbeit the Levites hastened it not. And the king called for Jehoiada the chief, and said unto him, Why have you not required of the Levites to bring in out of Yehudah and out of Jerusalem the collection, according to the commandment of Moshe the servant of Yahweh, and out of the congregation of Israel, for the tabernacle of witness? For the sons of Athaliah, that wicked woman, had broken up the house of Elohim, and also all the dedicated things of the house of Yahweh did they bestow upon Baalim. And at the king's commandment they made a chest, and set it without at the gate of the house of Yahweh. And they made a proclamation through Yehudah and Jerusalem to bring into Yahweh the collection that Moshe the servant of Elohim laid upon Israel in the wilderness. And all the princes and all the people rejoiced, and brought in, and cast into the chest, until they had made an end. Now it came to pass, that at what time the chest was brought onto the king's office by the hand of the Levites, and when they saw that there was much money, the king's scribe and the high priest officer came and emptied the chest, and took it, and carried it to his place again. Thus they did day by day, and gathered money in abundance. And the king and Jehoiada gave it to such as did the work of the service of the house of Yahweh, and hired masons and carpenters to repair the house of Yahweh, and also such as wrought iron and brass to mend the house of Yahweh. So the workmen wrought, and the work was perfected by them. And they set the house of Elohim in his state, and strengthened it. And when they had finished it, they brought the rest of the money before the king and Jehoiada, whereof were made vessels for the house of Yahweh, even vessels to minister, and to offer withal, and spoons and vessels of gold and silver. And they offered burnt offerings in the house of Yahweh continually all the days of Jehoiada. But Jehoiada waxed old, and was full of days when he died. 130 years old was he when he died. And they buried him in the city of David among the kings, because he had done good in Israel, both toward Elohim and toward his house.
Both toward Elohim and toward his house. Go ahead.
Now after the death of Jehoiada...
Now understand, this is what we read in Judges. Israel can do right as long as there's a certain individual that Yahweh has put his power in. Once that individual passes, we have a real problem continuing to serve Yahweh. Go ahead.
Now after the death of Jehoiada came the princes of Yehudah and made obeisance to the king. Then the king hearkened unto them.
The king hearkened unto them. The king don't have that old man to watch over him. That old man has been watching over him since he was a child. That old man can say, no, that ain't right. And the old man was faithful to his own house and to Yahweh's house and to the king. But now he no longer has that old man. Now he's been persuaded. Go ahead.
They left the house of Yahweh Elohim of their fathers, and served groves and idols. And wrath came upon Yehudah and Jerusalem for this their trespass.
All right, so wrath is now coming. Now, these people had the opportunity to come when Jehoiada was alive. They knew not to do it. They didn't even bring their proposal while he was alive. Go ahead.
Yet he sent prophets to them to bring them again unto Yahweh.
Uh-huh.
And they testified against them, but they would not give ear. And the spirit of Elohim came upon Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada, the priest,
This the son of the man who protected him. Go ahead.
which stood above the people, and said unto them, Thus says Elohim, why transgress you the commandments of Yahweh, that you cannot prosper? Because you have forsaken Yahweh, he has also forsaken you. And they conspired against him, and stoned him with stones at the commandment of the king in the court of the house of Yahweh.
So once this is now brought out, he now orders the killing of the son of the very man who established him as king. Go ahead.
Thus Joash the king remembered not the kindness which Jehoiada his father had done to him.
Now, but slew his son. So did he believe in his time that he had already paid that debt? When do you think you have paid off something? This can be a very dangerous thought process. When do you think you paid it off? Understand, there's been much time in between what Jehoiada the father has done unto him. Does that expire? Go ahead.
And when he died, he said, Yahweh look upon it and require it. And it came to pass at the end of the year that the host of Syria came up against him. And they came to Yehuda and Jerusalem and destroyed all the princes of the people from among the people and sent all the spoil of them unto the king of Damascus. For the army of the Syrians came with a small company of men. And Yahweh delivered a very great host into their hand.
A small company of men, and Yahweh delivered a very great host into their hand. Go ahead.
Because they had forsaken Yahweh Elohim of their fathers, so they executed judgment against Joash. And when they were departed from him, for they left him in great diseases, his own servants conspired against him.
His own servants, go ahead.
For the blood of the sons of Jehoiada the priest, and slew him on his bed, and he died. And they buried him in the city of David, but they buried him not in the graves of the king.
They buried him not in the graves of the king. And one of his main things was because of what he did to the sons of Jehoiada. There's certain things that don't expire. There ain't no way you can pay that off. You can't add the fifth part too. You were supposed to be dead. But then you took that power that you have this power because the father of this man has helped you. You then order his kid killed? He sold his salvation. See, there are certain things that are not sins because they're written in the commandments. He remembered not that goodness that was done unto him. He was a child, and this man protected him. This man ordered everything. And then you have that man's son murdered? See, we have to understand that Yahweh is not just judging 10 commandments. Even if he had just been nasty toward the man's son, he was still going to pay. Because the man did too much for him to be able to do this without suffering judgment. These are things that we need to consider. But let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 19. You know, it's hard to tell somebody that a debt ain't paid off when the person who they dealing with is actually dead. Like Jehoiada no longer is living. Yahweh still held him accountable for what he did to the man's son. No. That debt ain't paid. You should have been doing right by that man and his family for all of your days, and then to teach your kids, hey, do right by them. Hey, even the Gentiles did it. When it came to Esther and dealing with Mordecai, what happened? They found out that Mordecai had done something good to help the heathen king. The heathen king found out, man, it is written that he did this. Promote him. You mean the heathen will treat people better than us? What good is our word then? Go ahead, Prince.
Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 1. Better is the poor that walks in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Also that the soul be without knowledge, it is not good, and he that hastes with his feet sins. The foolishness of man perverts his way, and his heart frets against Yahweh. Wealth makes many friends, but the poor is separated from his neighbor.
Wealth makes many friends. So many friends, we ain't got time for Yahweh or nothing else. Go ahead.
A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaks lies shall not escape. Many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that gives gifts. All the brethren of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursues them with words, yet they are wanting to him. He that gets wisdom loves his own soul. He that keeps understanding shall find good. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaks lies shall perish. Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. The discretion of a man defers his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression.
The discretion of a man defers his anger. If something defers, it's paused. See, when we're not in control of our spirit, everything had to be dealt with right then. You know, it happened at 2:12, at 2:13, I plan on busting some heads. But when an individual defers their anger, they can sit there and look and say, I didn't like this, I didn't like that, I didn't like that. But I'm not going to go at this individual right now. Go ahead.
The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is as dew upon the grass. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping. House and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from Yahweh. Slothfulness.
So where the other kind of wife come from? See, a prudent wife is from Yahweh. Well, who gave the other one? What happens if she's not prudent? Who gave you that? Did Lucifer hit you up? I got the perfect woman for you. You know what? Never mind, bro. Never mind. I'm straight. Go ahead.
Slothfulness cast into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. He that keeps the commandments keeps his own soul, but he that despises his ways shall die. He that has pity upon the poor lends on to Yahweh, and that which he has given will he pay him again. Chasten your son while there is yet hope, and let not your soul spare of his crying.
It says while there is still hope. So if we let something go on for too long, hope is diminishing. The longer we get those individuals accustomed to doing that without being dealt with. Go ahead.
A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if you deliver him, yet you must do it again.
You will have to do it again because he's going to be back in wrath again. Go ahead.
Hear counsel and receive instruction, that you may be wise in your latter end. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of Yahweh, that shall stand. The desire of a man is his kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. The fear of Yahweh tends to life, and he that has it shall abide satisfied, he shall not be visited with evil. A slothful man hides his hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Smite a scorner, and the simple will beware. And reprove one that has understanding, and he will understand knowledge.
Wait a minute. Smite a scorner, and the simple will beware. Reprove one that has understanding, and he will understand knowledge. But we always talk about, I don't understand what is happening to me. Well, you're going to have to have them again. You see, Yahweh is all about understanding. He said, get you understanding. You say, I don't understand. He said, well, I'm going to do it again. What? We don't understand what we're asking for. I keep telling people what you're asking for. Do you understand how to speak Yahweh? You just asked him to do it again. I don't understand. Oh, you don't? Do it again. You know what? I understand again. I'm sorry. I understand. No, you told me you didn't understand. So what you said was, can you please do this again? All right. We'll find something else to play with. The Yahweh not it. Go ahead.
He that wasteth his father and chases away his mother is a son that causes shame and brings reproach. Cease, my son, to hear the instruction that causes to error from the words of knowledge. An ungodly witness scorneth judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devours lawlessness.
An ungodly witness scorns judgment, especially when the judgment comes to them. Go ahead.
Judgments are prepared for scorners, and stripes for the back of fools.
And we've all stood in that place at some point. The question is, what are you going to do after? Don't think that Yahweh is going through all of this to gather all the heathen in the earth, and we're going to gather together unscathed. What? Because you read a few scriptures? Because he showed you how to worship and serve him? You think you getting through this without anything? We have so much of the daughter of Babylon that has to come out of us. And it ain't going to come out of us by calm means. We're going to be clawing and kicking because we've gotten accustomed to it. Let us consider the earth is changing right in front of our eyes. There are all of these uprisings all over the planet. There's some moves being made here. You start looking at some of these articles and you'll find some people are doing some very strange things. It appears that the demonic presence on this earth is already increasing. Let us not be like the people during the times of Noah. Hey, they were marrying, giving their children into marriage, and they were partying. Hey, we're not trying to hear that until it started raining. It's going to be too late to try to figure that out then. Let us consider. That's all that we're going to do for today. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.